Thanks for visiting the Finding GUTUL channel. Our topic today is GUTUL on knowledge and wisdom. I am GUTUL, G-U-T-U-L. To date, no one has clearly and cleanly defined and delineated knowledge and wisdom. People use the terms knowledge and wisdom loosely and sometimes interchangeably. It's really very bad. It could be the curse or the cause for the doom and the demise of humankind or human beings. The greater our knowledge and the more advanced our technology, the lesser and the lesser our wisdom. The almost irreparable damage social media has inflicted, particularly on our adolescents, and the almost insurmountable divide it has deepened amongst interested parties or groups are direct results of more knowledge and less wisdom. We need a drastic and a fundamental change in educating people, knowledge versus wisdom. Let's first, from the outset, define clearly, that is unmistakably, and clearly, that is unambiguously, knowledge and wisdom. Our knowledge or consciousness is the collection of our consciousness or knowledge of X being as itself. The vast majority of our consciousness or knowledge of X being as itself is dualistic or asymmetrical. It is the outcome or result of our dualistic or asymmetrical heart or nature, or simply our duality or asymmetry. On the other hand, wisdom is the origin or heart or nature of our non-dualistic or symmetrical thought or consciousness or knowledge. It is our non-dualistic consciousness of X being in itself. Note that X being in itself or the universe being in itself is symmetry or non-duality. Being is the most fundamental and important subject and concept in philosophy. Let's start with Plato, who famously says in Sophist that we thought we knew what we meant by the expression being, but now we are perplexed. We must reawaken our understanding of the questions. 1. What is being? 2. What is it for something to be? In the Plato on Being video, we have defined being as follows. X being is that which is named X. X being as itself is the material or substantial aspect of that which is named X. X being in itself is the natural, spatial, or property aspect of that which is named X. Our consciousness or knowledge of X being as itself is the material or substantial aspect of our consciousness or knowledge of that which is named X. And our consciousness or knowledge of X being in itself is the natural, spatial, or property aspect of our consciousness or knowledge of that which is named X. X is a placeholder for whatever one wishes to put in its place. The physical world of the universe is made of X being as itself and X being in itself. The study on X being as itself and X being in itself is physics. The world of our consciousness or our knowledge is made of our consciousness of X being as itself and our consciousness of X being in itself. The study of our consciousness of X being as itself and in itself is epistemology. This table covers pretty much everything there is to know about epistemology as a philosophy. Blocks A, B, C, D, E, and F in the table contain our consciousness of X as itself, not X as itself. For example, what is in block A is our consciousness of time, not time. Is our consciousness of space, is not space. What is in block C is our consciousness of substance, causality, logic, or mathematics, not substance, causality, logic, or mathematics. What is in E includes our consciousness of God, not God. Our consciousness of X exists, not necessarily true always for X. That's why Kant says a priori synthetic is possible, a posteriori synthetic is empty. This table looks complicated and can be intimidating. Let's break it down as follows. The column to the left lists the types of our faculty of knowing. 1. Sensibility. 2. Understanding and analysis. 3. Reasoning and synthesis. Sensitivity is that which objects are immediately given in intuitions and sensations. Understanding and analysis is the faculty of using categories through analysis by which objects are thought via concepts. Reasoning and synthesis is the faculty of forming ideas through synthesis, by which the unconditioned, that which transcends beyond space and time, is thought through ideas of pure reason or pure ideas. The column in the middle is our a priori knowledge. It includes our intuitions, concepts, and pure ideas. The column to the right is our a posteriori knowledge. It includes our sensations, concepts, and pure ideas. Therefore, block A is a priori intuition. Block B is a posteriori sensation. Block C is a priori analytic. Block D is a posteriori analytic. Block E is a priori synthetic, and block F is a posteriori synthetic. Kant famously says, a priori synthetic is possible, but a posteriori synthetic is empty. Block A includes our intuitions of space and time. Block B includes our sensations of sight, sound, scent, taste, touch, and thought. Block C includes our concepts of substance, causality, logic, and mathematics. Block D includes our concepts of definitions, quantifications, and theorems in physics, chemistry, and biology. Block E includes our pure ideas of being alive, our pure idea of self, our pure idea of being pure, our pure idea of like, our pure idea of good, our pure idea of perfect, and our pure images of perfection in the form of God, Allah, and Buddha, and our pure ideas of empathy, sympathy, and morality. Block F contains our pure ideas in evolution theory, creation theory, and reincarnation theory. We have gone over our consciousness being us itself in great details. What is then our consciousness being in itself? Our dualistic consciousness or our knowledge, like our consciousness of time as itself, is the dualistic before or after. Our consciousness of space and substance as itself is the dualistic something versus nothing. Our consciousness of causality, logic, mathematics, and physics as itself is the dualistic true or false. Our consciousness of self, life, as itself is the dualistic self or other, life or death. Our consciousness of pure, like, as itself is the dualistic pure or blemish, like or dislike. And our consciousness of good, perfect as itself is the dualistic good or evil, perfect or imperfect. They all come from our dualistic or differentiating heart, or simply duality. Therefore, their being in itself is duality. But our empathetic, sympathetic, and moral consciousness as itself is the non-dualistic self equal other. They come from our non-dualistic or non-discriminating heart, or simply non-duality. Therefore, their being in itself is non-duality or symmetry. When it comes to being, ontology, and epistemology, Martin Heidegger is considered the most influential modern Western philosopher. This table shows how Heideggerian beings fit perfectly into the GUTUL framework of beings. For additional detail on this subject, please consult the book Being and Time, A Closure, published by GUTUL on Amazon.com. We now know that the world of our knowledge has two aspects: our knowledge of X being as itself and our knowledge of X being in itself. Our knowledge of X being as itself contains our dualistic knowledge of X being as itself and our non-dualistic knowledge of X being as itself. Together, they make up our knowledge. Our knowledge of X being in itself contains our dualistic knowledge of X being in itself, which is our duality, and our non-dualistic knowledge of X being in itself, which is non-duality and is wisdom. That concludes GUTUL on knowledge and wisdom. Here is one clue for finding GUTUL. Here is another clue for finding GUTUL. Bye bye.